Hello adventurers! In this week's video, we're going to talk about a project I started over 4 years ago. And, hold on a moment, you can't see me. Alright, where is that spell for the reversal of invisibility? I could have sworn that I had it right here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so snapping my fingers should work. Let's see if this works. Did it work? Oh, you can see me now. Wonderful. Hello. This week, we're going to discuss a video that I started over 4 years ago. When I was just filming with the original Apple iPad that came out, and the video that I have from that I thought I'd lost. I didn't, but it's very different than the video skill level that I have now. But that is beside the point. We're talking about making paper mache book boxes today. This is one of them, and yeah, they're really fun and cutesy. I bought JoAnns out of all of the book boxes that they had on clearance in 2019. Sorry about that. And he is currently deciding to wage war against my feet. So we're gonna be, I'm gonna show you how I make these spell books. I have made 5 total so far. I still have, I think, like 5 boxes left to make. And these guys are a lot of fun to do. They're a really easy craft. They just take quite a bit of time, and you can make basically anything. My very first one I made was a Christmas gift for my then significant other, and it was a spell book of fire magic. I will pop an image of that somewhere on screen. I have another one that I did, which is more water-based, which I will also show on screen at some point. I don't know where it is since I moved, otherwise I would have shown it to you in person. You do not need that. Okay, I'm going to get to the actual process video now because I have to go stop my cat from eating peacock feathers. Yes. Alright, so you get to hear me ramble while we go through this video. So as I mentioned earlier, I started this video in 2019. This was actually the first video I intended to go on this channel. I started filming this video before I did anything else, and it just ended up going to the wayside. So that's the footage you're seeing here. I'm sending out my supplies. I've already created the designs that I wanted. I used some scrapbooking designs for the raised edges on this. That's what you're seeing here. I generally, when I do book boxes, will create 1 or 2 or 3 designs by sketching them out and deciding on what I want to do. That's how I made my first 2 book boxes. These 3 book boxes that you'll see in the video were more of a just throw it together and see what you get. Which sometimes that's just what you gotta do. What I'm doing here is I am making the leather texture that you see later on. I have Podge. It doesn't matter what type it is, if it's matte, if it's gloss. You are just going to take tissue paper that you've torn up into little sections and crinkle it up as you apply Podge in order to get it in all the creases and to get that texture. There we have Andy. This is the craft room at my old place. And it appears that we are looking at color samples. I generally go for colors that are within the same color palette. I tend to do a color that is warmer. One is warmer than the other, and they are a couple of shades, like 2 or 3 shades different from one another. Metallic paint is always good for those raised embellishments, so I have a couple of those colors that I'm looking at as well. And I think I was trying to figure out if I wanted to go brown again for one of my books, or if I wanted to try a yellow-orange. Girl. We have gotten to the phase that I find the easiest and the quickest, but also this is where I messed up. I chose the wrong color for this, and this book is my least favorite out of the 3. So what you're doing is you're going in after you've allowed the Podge to dry and you've got your entire book with the leather texture, with the tissue and Podge. You go in and you cover it completely. You cover all the holes, you cover all the edges, you make sure everything is covered with your base coat. That's what I'm doing here. I'm using a sponge applicator, and I picked the wrong color. This color I do not like. I don't like how this turned out, but you know what? We live and learn and we deal with it. So I'm going to do this exact same thing on all 3 books. All 3 books are different colors. As you can see here, I have done the base coat for all 3 colors. And now we go on to phase 2. Once the first coat is dry, we go on with the secondary color. On this one, picked too light a color for my secondary color. As I said, you want to go between 1 to 2 shades lighter for the secondary color, and I obviously did not do that here. I was actually trying to recreate the book that I had made previous, the color that it had, and I failed. So this is me going in and mixing the 2 colors together to make a 3rd color, which I am adding on. I'm not even waiting for the previous color to dry here, which gives it a very 3D effect. Compared to the other 2, this one is the most visually interesting out of the 3. All right, so this is with the second coat on for all of them. And then we go in with the accent colors. So I like to do my accents in metallic colors. This here, what I'm highlighting with the metallic, is actually a design I did in hot glue. It is a knot. I'm not going to say it's a Celtic knot because I don't know for sure. I just saw the design and tried to replicate it, and I really liked it. How it turned out. Now, the designs are not always going to be as obvious once you do the texturing as they are before you start the entire process, and that is okay. So I'm just making sure that I get all the details done here and highlighted. I'm gonna flip it over at some point and do the other side, and then we have the words to do.
Alright, so this is my secondary accent color that I'm using, and I believe this is champagne, but I don't know for a fact. And I am I'm highlighting out the words with this. I'm gonna do a couple of dots in other places along my knot work to accent it. I had a couple of dots that I'd done that did not show up once I put the tissue paper on, but that is okay. These do not have to be perfect. They are not meant to be perfect. They are meant to be crafty and fun. So here is the accent work, and now we're going to put the pages on. So for the pages, I just have some texture paste that I use. You can find this in the multimedia section of your craft stores. I find it generally with the scrapbooking stuff, actually. Don't ask me why it's there. I have no reason. I do not understand why JoAnns puts things where they put them sometimes. So I'm just scooping this out of the container with a plastic knife, and I'm just piling it on to the edges where the pages are supposed to be for this book. And then once I have it on the edges, I just take my knife and flatten it out with the serrated edge and make the page tracks. So from a distance, it looks like it's an old book with rough textured pages. And I just wait until the texture paste is dry and the books are done. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. I'm so glad that these books are completed, and the other 6 books that I have will be completed at a later date. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Happy Halloween. And I look forward to seeing you all in future videos. May all of your side quests be memorable and your main quest be fulfilling.